All right, let's get into it. Today, we're diving into a story that starts in China, but could, believe it or not, end up right in your wallet. We're talking about a totally new kind of money, a digital currency that's designed to rewrite the rules of the entire global economy.
I mean, just think about it for a second. How often do you really use physical cash anymore? We tap our phones, we swipe our cards. For a lot of us, cash is already starting to feel a little old-fashioned, right? But what if that's just the beginning of a much, much bigger change?
Because you see, this isn't just about convenience. This is about control. The race to create the next form of money is on, and it has the potential to completely shift the balance of power between nations. So, to really understand what's happening, we first need to take a look at the world we live in right now.
To get a handle on the new game, we have to know the current playing field. And for the better part of a century, that field has been completely dominated by one single player.
That's right, the US dollar. It's so much more than just the money used in the United States. It's really the bedrock of international finance. You know, when countries trade with each other, even if the US isn't involved at all, they're probably doing it in dollars. But why is that?
Well, to put it simply, central banks all over the world hold huge amounts of dollars as a super stable asset, and major commodities like oil are priced in dollars. This gives the US an incredible advantage and a really powerful lever of influence, like the ability to impose financial sanctions that can literally cut entire countries off from the global system.
And it's that very system that a new challenger is designed to, well, challenge. So let's meet the new player on the scene, China's digital yuan, which you might also hear called the eCNY. Now, this is not just another payments app. This is something called a central bank digital currency, or CBDC for short. The best way to think about it is like a digital version of a dollar bill or a yuan note, but it's issued and backed directly by the government's central bank. It's official state money, just in a purely digital form. And I have to be crystal clear about this because it's so easy to hear digital currency and immediately think of something like Bitcoin. But the digital yuan is the absolute opposite of a cryptocurrency. Just look at the fundamental difference here. It's night and day. Bitcoin was created to be decentralized, to operate outside of any government's control. A CBDC like the digital yuan is designed to do the exact opposite, to enhance state control. So one is all about bypassing the system, and the other is about supercharging the system for the state itself. And here's one more crucial distinction. When you use something like Apple Pay or even China's own Alipay, you're just using a slick digital front end to move money that already exists in your private bank account. The digital yuan is the money. It doesn't even need a bank account to exist. It's a direct liability of the central bank, just like the actual cash in your hand. Okay, so if it's not crypto and it's not Apple Pay, what is its strategic purpose? Well, this is where we get to the global game and how this new technology could completely redefine power. Right now, if you want to send money to another country, your payment has to bounce through this whole complex network of banks called the SWIFT system. It can be slow, it can be expensive, and because it's mostly based on the dollar, it's subject to US oversight. Now, look at the contrast here. A digital yuan transaction could, in theory, be almost instantaneous. It could move from a wallet in one country directly to a wallet in another, completely outside that old system. It creates a brand new direct financial channel.
So what does that actually mean? It means a country could trade with another using this new system. And in doing so, they could completely bypass the US dollar and any sanctions that come with it. For China, this is a way to protect itself and its partners, especially those along its massive Belt and Road trade routes, from US financial pressure, and at the same time, strengthen its own sphere of influence. But the global game is only half the story. The power of a CBDC is just as massive on the home front, which brings us to what we could call the home game. Think about it. When every single transaction is digital and recorded by the central bank, a government gets some incredible new tools. They could send stimulus money right to citizens' wallets in seconds. They could track and fight financial crime with surgical precision. But the flip side is a potential loss of all financial privacy and a new level of government surveillance over how every single citizen spends their money. And this brings us to what might be the most revolutionary and controversial idea of all: programmable money. Imagine the government sends you stimulus money, but they program it to just expire in 30 days to force you to spend it quickly. Or maybe they restrict it so you can't use it to buy certain things. This gives the state a direct tool to shape economic behavior in real time. It's a huge deal. So after looking at the global game and the home game, what's the final score here? What does all of this mean for the future of what's in your wallet?
Let's just quickly run through the key takeaways. First, this is state money, the total opposite of decentralized crypto. Second, it really could create a parallel global payment system that challenges the dollar. Third, it gives governments these new incredibly powerful tools for economic control. And finally, and this is important, while China is out in front, dozens of other countries, including nations in Europe and even the US, are researching their own versions of this. So while we've been focused on China's digital yuan, the ideas behind it, this programmable, trackable, state-controlled digital cash, are popping up all over the world. This is a fundamental reimagining of what money is and what it can do. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question. In a world where money is no longer just a simple tool for exchange, but a sophisticated piece of technology, who gets to write the code? Who decides the rules? That's something we're all going to have to think about. Thanks for tuning in.